Hello, Lester. It's me again. I seen your video on Rex, or on um, Rick, and I figured I'd let you know a few little things that I learned being growing up around horses since I was a little girl. I never owned any, but I was quite frequently around many, and I lived in one place where the roommate owned a horse. Here are a few of the things I have learned. I have learned one, a horse's back is actually pretty weak. If you try to pull up onto a horse by grabbing onto the spine and pulling on it, you can break a horse's back very easily. That's why most people grab on to the mane to get up on the horse. Because grabbing onto the spine, you can break the horse's back very easily. That's just one big thing you should know. But another thing you should know, horses are very intuitive animals. They feed off the emotions of their riders. This helps them to become a better companion to the rider. If they can sense the uncertainty and the fear in their rider, then they are constantly ready for anything that may come up to threaten themselves or their rider. A donkey is not like this. A donkey is more self-interested, should I say. So let me put it to you this way. A horse, if it senses it needs to do something in your best interest, it will do whatever it will do until it kills itself. It will wear itself down to nothing to do what is best for you, to get you to where you will be safe. A donkey, however, will run off and leave you there to die. That's just a donkey. They are more self-interested. That is why donkeys, when in a stressful situation and confined, will bite each other. Because they are in self-interest to protect their own self, to make sure they get through the situation alive. When you are uncertain with a horse, that horse is uncertain. When you are scared with that horse, the horse is scared. When you show confidence with that horse, the horse is then confident. When you are relaxed, the horse is relaxed. And that is what a horse is. It is an emotional companion as well as a form of transportation. And it needs your emotions to determine how it will react with you. Now, when you're leading a horse such as Dixie, who when you're leading her, I notice when she bends her head down to start nibbling is when she's gotten close enough that there's enough slack that she thinks she's got time for a few nibbles. Now, you can either leave that slack there, and when she stops, just go when she comes to the end of that slack, so she knows she has to lift up her head and continue walking, getting her attention. Or you can bring your hand up on the rope and loosely hang on to it, so if she does decide to fall back just a little bit, she has that freedom. But if she decides to walk beside you, she doesn't have too much slack to allow her to think she has time to take a couple nibbles. It's kind of like You walking in a field of roses with Jamie. Now, if you're hanging on to, say, Jamie's shirt tail and walking along, when Jamie feels a little bit of slack, she might think that is the time for her to be able to stop and pick a couple roses. And as she's picking, she loses awareness of where you are at. She's only aware you are relaxed. So the tension on her coattail gets a little bit tighter, but she doesn't want to stop picking. So now you got to get her attention to let her know you're not stopping. So, and she will get your attention. And she will then walk along with you. That's the way it is with Dixie. She takes her cues from you. You decide how stressed you want her to be and how uncertain you want her to be. You decide how relaxed and how confident you want her to be by your emotional status. And that's one of the biggest things you need to remember with a horse. They are intuitive to you. They will do whatever they have to protect you, their rider, even if it means the end of their life. Because that is the way a horse is. And if you remember that and give them some of the space and the freedom to be able to think for themselves, you can learn to be emotionally intuitive to the horse and have a more symbiotic relationship with your horses. And that's all I can tell you as far as what I've learned from horses. And some of those lessons I've learned the hard way. Ow!